Today, I'm going to show you guys how I make these really cute credit card skins. They're just little stickers that you stick onto your credit or debit card. These have the holographic effect and they're really cute. There's an up close. And it's just something fun to add to your credit or debit card. Every time I hand it to the cashier or whoever I'm giving it to at the time, they're like, oh my God, it's so cute. Where did you get this? And I always keep a bunch of them made, just the credit card skins, just because you never know who you're gonna be around. And if someone sees it and they want one, you know, they can purchase one right away. So we're gonna go through the step-by-step process on how I make my credit card skins. So step one, you get your laptop or your computer. So first thing you're going to do is to download my template link, and this will get you to a link that you'll pull up on Canva. It's pre-sized already. You don't have to change any settings. It already has the slit for the chip that is right here. You don't need to mess with anything. So we're just gonna make one from scratch. As you can see, I have tons of different designs. So we're gonna do this here. And I'm just gonna show you guys how I made this. I'm gonna show you two of them. So first, what you can do is you can go to upload any files that you may have. I'm going to use this one to show as an example. There's my image that I've already preloaded onto Canva. This is just a digital paper. And then as I click it, I'm just gonna move it and it drags and drops right in. And then of course you can, make it bigger, smaller. If it goes smaller, you can drag it to like the perfect position you want it in. And I just put it like right about there. And then you have your credit card skin. Now, the other way is if you want to make one completely from scratch. So if you have Canva Pro, perfect. This is like the best way to go. If you don't have it, I suggest you go purchase it now because it's 10 out of 10 worth it. So we could just search what we're looking for. If I'm gonna make, let's see, on Elements tab, there we go. On the Elements tab, you just search, and I put purple, light purple background, and then it gives me all of these backgrounds. So you can click see all, and you can just pick and choose whichever one you're wanting to use. I don't remember which one I used specifically, but I did know I found one through here. So I'm just gonna go through the ones that I previously previously used. So it's this one here. As you can see, I got this, and I'm just gonna drag and drop. So this is dropped. So now that's done. But let me show you what happens. I'll go back to my uploads, and I'll go upload one of the, we'll do this one. One of the Sunny Angels that I had downloaded previously. So let me show you what happens when you try to add this image, or any image you're gonna get if you try to add it once your background is already added. So if I drag to move it like to the corner, it automatically goes in replacement of the background because it's that photo frame. So what you want to do is you want to grab this. Before you add anything on it, you want to just click the box. It'll give you these options up here. You're going to go to the one that looks like a lock. You're going to click it. Now this locks it, but it doesn't fully lock it. So then you're gonna wanna click it one more time till it says locked. Then it'll be completely solid, the lock, colored purple. And then we can download our Sunny Angel again. We can upload it. And then You can size to however you would like. And you just add it wherever you want. I put mine in the corner. If you want to put it in the middle, you have your guides to where it will show you. If you want to put it like in the corner and then put like a name, you can go and add some text. We'll just put Marissa. And you can change the font to whatever fonts that you have loaded. Like that. And we can even do effects. We can add a glow. I'm going to change the font here to a darker purple. Anything like that. You can do whatever you want with it after that, as long as this background is locked. Now let me show you how you get this image saved. So what you're going to do after you get an image that you like, you're happy with your credit card skin, you're going to go up to the top where it says share, right here in the top corner. Click the share. Then you're going to go to the bottom. There's 4 little circles here. You're going to go to the first one that says download. Now you get all these options. Depending on what you're doing, you know, you print how you want to print. I always print PNG. It will tell you which ones are suggested to for depending on which project you're working on. So PNG, it's already clicked. You don't have to click it. You'll just show up this page here. But you want to look for the spot that says transparent background. You see that box, you're just going to check that box. Make sure it is purple with the check in it. Then you're going to make sure that you're on just one page. So you're going to go to current page if you have multiple pages. So the template comes with one. Let me show you really quick. The template comes with just this one here. I add multiple pages because I make a lot of these. So what you can do is, because if you put all of your stuff and your design on this one, you don't have another one. So basically what I do is I just go to this little double box sign that says duplicate, and then you plus that, and it'll make you a second one. So you can work on this one and you'll still have the original there. So that's how I always use my templates. I'll make a duplicate and I'll leave the original. So back to this, we're going to go to share. We're going to go download, click transparent background, make sure that's purple. And then you're going to go to select current page. That'll be the page that you're on now. Or if you know which page, like let's say I wanted to do this one and the Sunny Angel pink one that I did, I would click page 2 and page 3. So it's out of all my 120 something pages, it's only going to save page 2 and 3. So I'm just going to save page 2 for now. And then we're going to click done. And then you'll click the purple button, download. And then it'll start to download your image there. Once that downloads, you can save it as whatever you want. Just save it to your files. And then you're going to go to your Cricut design space. This is the part that is just really easy, really simple. So go like you're going to upload a new image like normal. Upload image, and then you're going to browse, and you're going to add the file that you just created. So we're going to add that. It's going to pop up here. This is my image. Yes, perfect. And then you want to make sure you save it with that transparent background. The next step is why this is so important. So you're going to click continue, and you see it has the transparent through the square and around the edges. So then you're going to click apply and continue. We are going to save this as a flat graphic because we need it as a print and cut. So click flat graphic and then continue and then upload. Now, once your image is uploaded, as you can see, I have all of my images already done. What you're going to want to do, let me move this down, it's automatically going to upload in a bigger size, like a 7x4, whatever it is. So what you're going to do is do not unclick the lock that's on it. Just leave everything as is on Cricut. You're going to go to the height. You're going to delete the size that's on there. And you're going to put the dimension 2.125 and then hit enter. And then it puts it down to the perfect size. And this is the size that you'll get. So it'll be 3.37 by 2.13 because it's going to round it. But it is that 2.125. That is the exact size. So it'll be 3.375 in width by 2.125. Do not unclick that lock. It'll give you this one. It'll say 2.13 inches in height on your design space. After you do that, we're going to go print it. So we're going to hit make. You can upload as many as you want, of course. You can fit multiple on one sheet. So Cricut is going to print it out. If you upload 4, it's going to put just 4 on one sheet, but you can do more. So we're going to go here. We're going to grab this and we're going to select the 3 dots. And then we're going to click the top option that says move object. And it will let you move it to a different section. So we're going to move it. So you can select the first page. Continue. And it's right there. So we're just going to drag this over to the side. And as long as you keep it within that red line, you're good. So we're going to add 2 more. Perfect. So then you're going to print it. You're going to click continue, send to printer, yada, yada, yada. You're going to select whatever printer you're printing, add bleed. That is very important. Make sure you add the bleed. Then you're going to use however you print. If you print from Cricut, go ahead. If you use your own system dialog, do that. That's what I do. So I'll use print system dialog, and then we're going to click done. Now the next part is important. This is what you're going to be printing with. Now, it really depends on your machine. It depends on how your machine cuts. Everybody's cuts different. We all have different settings. It really just depends. So for my credit card skins, I use the glitter cardstock. And when I click that, I will select more pressure. Now, yours might be a little different depending on which machine you have. I have a Cricut Maker 4, so this is perfect for what I do. So right now it's printing our sheet. We have it set to glitter cardstock, more pressure. Now I'm going to show you how we're going to add the holographic effect. So here is our printed image. I use matte sticker paper. It's up to you, whatever you want to use, glossy. Honestly, for me, it doesn't make a difference because once I put the holographic laminate over it, it makes no difference. Honestly, it really doesn't. So we're going to grab our printed sheet. You're going to grab a black Sharpie. This is a necessity for some, so we'll grab this. I'll tell you why in a minute. And then you're going to get some holographic sheets. And I do have these linked in my storefront. So they're just holographic stars. And then you're going to grab a scraper, preferably one with like a felt or foam edge. You don't have to use one that's this big. You can use a smaller one. I've used a smaller one before, like this one. It really just depends. Mine's just gotten dirty since I haven't used it. I like this one. This is also going to be linked in my Amazon. And then this is not necessary, but it is helpful. You can have a little vinyl roller. And you're gonna need your Cricut mat. Mine's is a little beat up, but I use it a lot. So we're gonna need this. First, we're gonna set everything to the side and we're gonna grab, first we just need our printed sheet and one of the holographic sheets, okay? So we're gonna grab a pair of scissors. So this is where a lot of people have problems, because when you put the holographic laminate over your image, what happens with Design Space is it will not read your cut lines, the sensors here. That's what the sensor is trying to pick up, is those cut lines. So if it has that holographic over it, most of the time it's like shining back on the light, so you won't be able to pick up that line. And then you'll get something like this that will happen. It'll get messed up, it'll get stuck in your machine, it won't cut it, etc. So I'm going to show you how to avoid that. You can do it two ways. They're honestly both not that hard. I just feel like one is way easier than the other. So obviously we don't need this full sheet to cover this whole thing. It covers over it. So what I do is I cut the bottom. You can measure it and you can draw lines wherever you feel like you need to. But honestly, I've done this so much, I just eyeball it. So you're gonna cut off a little bit there. I'm gonna cut off a little bit on the side, just to make it smaller. Now, also what some people do, I just put these to the side. What some people do is they grab the sheet and they measure it within the lines, and then they'll cut so it's not covering the lines. For me, I don't do that. I'll show you what I do and why we need the Sharpie. So with this laminate, there's two ways. I'm just going to show you this way because this is the way I normally do it. You grab the laminate back, peel it back like that, flip it over, and then you pull just a little bit up and you fold that down. So you have it like this, where a little bit is showing and it's folded. I need to turn this a little here. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab it from here. I hold it here. And you're going to just lay it flat on your sticker sheet. Just like that. Then you grab your little scraper. I've always scraped down. And then you're going to pull this. As you're pulling this back, you're going to push forward with this hand. So just like that. And then I put my wrist down on the paper just to hold the paper still. And you just fold up like that. Now, another way you can do this is if you have a laminator, you can go to your laminator and do that same thing, but you'll put it in the laminator. I'm not going to go through all that because it's a lot of extra steps that I'm just not going to show right now. So then what I'll do usually after this part is I run this whole page through my laminator. If you don't have a laminator, it's not that big of a deal. You don't really need it. I just do it just because out of habit now. But we're going to skip that step for now. So I'm going to show you, you can't do it without it. You get your Sharpie. What you're going to want to do with your Sharpie is cover. You're going to want to color over the black line. See, because it has that holographic glossy over it. We're just going to mark over it. So I'm just going to draw a line there. It doesn't have to be straight. Literally, trust me, I make it crooked all the time and it still cuts it perfectly fine. So anywhere that has the laminate over it, just color it with that Sharpie. And you're just drawing simple line back and forth. Not a big deal. Like I said, it doesn't have to be straight. Cricut gets the idea. So, see, that is not straight at all. It's fine. This side, see here, this line wasn't covered, so I'm not even going to mark it. I'm just going to leave it as is. And then we're going to grab our mat. We're gonna grab our mat. We're gonna place it on our mat. Now, this is where my roller comes in, is because I feel like it makes it just like perfect, flat, no air bubbles. Now, like I said, my Cricut mat is literally so beat up. I try to use them until the very end when they start to crack. So what I do, this is not necessary, especially if you have a new mat. I just have to do this because my mat is not as sticky. I use the extra pieces that I had as tape, you know, to not waste any materials. So I will place that down as tape. And I'll do that on the top, the bottom. Sometimes I'll do it on the side. It really just doesn't matter. Depends on what I'm doing, but I'm just gonna do one on top, two on the bottom, and that's it. Next, we're gonna go to our machine and we're gonna cut it. This is what it looks like when you take it out of your machine. So, remember I taped my edges. So I'm just gonna peel off that right there. Just gonna peel that up. Okay. So it should cut all the way through. That's why we did the glitter cardstock setting, because it cuts all the way through. So you won't have any pieces left over. Trash. So then this is what you're left with on the mat. Now you don't want to pick it up like this, because you'll end up bending the card and it'll be like bent somewhere or something will happen, you know, crease, whatever. You don't want to do that. So what I do is I grab my Cricut mat and I bend it back, and it just peels that right off. And then sometimes it leaves the little chip part on the mat. You can just take those off. Or sometimes what happens is it gets left on the card. All you gotta do, it gets left on the card. All you gotta do is just push it through and trash. And push it through and trash. Then you have all your individually cut credit card skins. And here's the one we made. And it's so cute. And they're all individually cut. And then if you wanted to, if you have a laminator, you could run it through your laminator again just to seal the edges. It's not necessary, but you can do that if you wanted to. And these are just all of the ones that we just made right now. So this is quick and easy. I sell these for $7 each. If you want to custom, they're $8. It is really easy, really simple, super cute thing to add to your shop. If you're interested in the template, go ahead and comment and let me know, and I can send you the link to it. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you later, besties.